Coming up on the show today, we are recapping Meta Connect 2025. Sean, are you excited?
Yes, I won the bet. Hooray!
What?
This is Double Tap, where blind people talk tech.
Nope.
Here's Stephen Scott and Shaun Preece.
Oh, I feel it's going to be one of those shows again where I'm saying, Sean, what are you talking about?
Do you mean, what am I talking about? The Meta Connect event 2025 just showed new headsets, basically. That was it.
Was that it?
Yeah, that was it.
Okay, all right.
Thanks for listening. See you tomorrow.
Well, that was easy. Oh, that's the easiest show we've ever done. Can we do this every time? That's brilliant. What about our guests, though? I think they might be a bit annoyed if we just do it that way. Hey, let's bring in our guests. Returning champion Carrie Morales is back with us. Always nice to have you here, Carrie. There she is. We can hear her now, which is wonderful.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to silence you, I promise. How are you doing, Carrie?
I'm doing good. I've got my coffee and I'm good to go. I'm really excited about the new version of the Meta glasses.
What are you talking about?
Hang on. We'll get into it in a minute. We also got to welcome another guest to the show, someone who finally we've managed to get back onto the program after weeks of trying. Michael Babcock is back with us. Michael, you're finally here.
Hey, I am here in person with coffee.
Oh, with coffee. No breakfast,
Coffee
though.
down.
No,
breakfast.
It's too early for breakfast.
Too early for breakfast. Yeah, same for you as well. You guys, I was up early this morning. I was up at 5 a.m. this morning watching the Connect event. Obviously not the live feed. That went out about 1 o'clock our time in the UK. And yeah, I got up nice and early because I'm a good boy, I am. And
well done.
I said I want to watch this whole thing through. Yeah, but look, we'll dive into it because Meta Connect is the annual event where we see, and now we see, I would say, the new lineup of glasses from Meta.
Headsets.
And no headsets, interestingly, which I believe I said all the time. Thank you. Yes, I was 100% correct about that.
I believe, actually, I was 100%. Well, you know what? I'm going to go 50-50 on this. We were both correct, Stephen Scott. Press that sound effect.
What are you talking about?
We were both correct.
You're wrong.
No, sir. Did we see the next generation of the Meta Ray-Ban glasses?
Yes.
No, we didn't.
What?
No, we just didn't. We didn't see the next generation. How did we? What we saw, sir.
We saw nothing because we're blind. We were told that they were launching. Hey, you like that? That was quite good, actually.
No, I didn't, actually.
Did you not like that? Oh,
I watched telly last night. Did you?
Complain to your local Minister of Parliament and see what they've got to say. Yeah, we did. Of course we did. We saw Generation 2 of the Meta Ray-Bans. We saw new Oakley glasses and we saw a brand new device which has, there are versions of this out there, but none from what you might call the big mainstream consumer brands. And that was the Meta Ray-Ban display. But we'll get into all this. Yeah, but you're asking about the first or the second generation that was launched.
Let's take it piece by piece.
Yes, please. Let's
take our time over this. Right.
Okay.
The first announcement was, as you put it, the next generation of Meta Ray-Ban glasses. They were not the next generation. What's the current generation first? Let's get this nailed down.
What generation number 1.
2.
Are you saying 1?
2.
No. The current generation is number 1, right? Because it was Ray-Ban Stories.
Yes.
Right.
And then it was Ray-Ban.
These that we got now.
Whatever it is now.
The Meta Ray-Bans.
Yes.
See, but they both start with Ray-Ban, so wouldn't that make these the second generation?
Well, okay, I think, I'm confused about it. But these new ones are definitely 100% Generation 2 of the Ray-Ban smart glasses.
If we say the one we're currently using is Gen 1, all right? And we'll say it just for the sake of argument. The new ones are Gen 1.5. All we get is it bringing in line with the Oakley range with the same battery.
Carrie, save us here.
Let me finish a minute.
No,
sorry, Carrie.
I can't listen to this utter rubbish.
I will be heard. No, step into the ring, Stephen Scott. Wait, I will say it. It brings it in line with the Oakley range with the same battery life and the same camera, 3K. That is it. It's a point release. This isn't a generational leap. There's nothing new here. Thank you, Carrie.
Carrie, please help us here.
Just like the iPhone 16 to 17 or the Pixel 9 to the Pixel 10, it is a smaller change. However, I think this one is significant. Double the battery life. That's a huge update. That's a huge upgrade. Faster charging. That's also great. And then a better resolution, which it definitely needed, especially when trying to read things. I think those are major updates already.
Yes, I agree. They were major updates when they were introduced with the Oakley range.
That's a separate device.
Yeah.
And still from Meta, so it brings it in line. What do you say,
Like
Mickey B?
iPhones are all the same? No.
Yes, but you have the S range. Sorry, Mickey, just hold your horses a moment.
Okay,
I know you're happy to be here. The iPhone analogy, you got the major releases, and then you have the S or the E series, right? Which are the little differences.
Tiny little updates.
Tiny ones. With the Pixels, you have the A range, which are just slightly different from the other ones.
No, you're thinking about it wrong. It's the iPhone Pro Max 16, and it's going to be updated to the iPhone Pro Max 17. And then there's the iPhone 16, and it upgrades to the iPhone 17. Like, those are two different products. And so it's like the Oakleys are independent of the Meta glasses.
All right. Yes. Okay, Mickey B, what have you got to say? Come on, speak up.
So my wife is very interested in the Oakleys, and she wants them, and I just don't conceptually understand physically what's the difference between the Oakleys and the Ray-Bans.
Thank you.
Or is it just the brand name?
It's just the brand name.
Well, I think there is a difference, isn't there, Carrie? I mean, they certainly look different to me.
They look very different, and they're for a very different audience, honestly. And then I don't know if we can start talking about this, but the Vanguard, for the Oakley Vanguard, that has caught my eye. It's more expensive. It's in landscape format, how it shoots. It has a higher resolution. It's louder. It's different from the Meta glasses, and even different from the second generation of Meta glasses. It has a lot of integration with like Garmin and Strava and all these health and fitness apps and such, and has all these other, it even has more battery life than the second generation Meta glasses.
And the big announcement here really is that these are the wraparound glasses that a lot of people have been looking for, especially when they heard Oakley were coming to the table here with this. So when Oakley and Meta were getting together, a lot of people said, especially in the blind community, oh, does that mean we're getting the wraparound sunglasses? And of course, at the time, the answer was no. It was more the traditional type, very similar to, but slightly different design, obviously. Ray-Ban with its classic style, Oakley with its. These are the wraparound glasses. That's centered camera as well, which will be really interesting to see how that works out. But I mean,
what's the matter with you all? What difference will that possibly make?
Absolutely, a lot of difference, particularly for our community. When you are navigating around, when you're holding something up, it's like the Metas. Yes, you put it in the middle and it can kind of capture it, and you kind of like it's fiddly. But if it's dead center, it's much easier. Like, where is the direction where center?
The camera on the left-hand side of your current Meta Ray-Bans is angled towards the center anyway. You just hold it. You don't have to hold it to the left.
It's inaccurate, and no, it's not center. You can never really feel where exactly that center is, where to put the paper.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, okay. It's going to make a big difference, I think. And also, the audio is very interesting because apparently, as we know, he's just being in a mood today. I don't know what's wrong with him. But I can only apologize on the behalf of everyone here. But, you know, when it comes to the audio, I was reading that compared to the Oakley glasses, these will be 6 decibels louder than the Oakley glasses, which by all accounts have got excellent sound out of them. This will be even louder, I guess, because of the I mean, we're looking at this as wonderful wraparound sunglasses, but of course what they're selling this, and the audience they're selling this to, are sports people, right? People who are out running, people who are out maybe, I don't know, whatever people do. That
snowboarding.
Sport. Is golf a sport? Is that an option? No, okay, fine.
Yeah, and see, that's the only difference here, right? The Oakleys are are aimed at a different demographic. They are the fitness.
It's almost
brand.
like they're different. Yeah, it's almost like they're different in some way. Different from the Ray-Bans, right?
Spec-wise, there's not much difference apart from the Vanguards. I will give you that. 6 dB is nice. Also, I believe the IP rating has changed, so you can. Is it surf with these? Mark said. I went
yes,
surfing.
we could all
with
go
them,
surfing,
which is handy.
It'll be fine. It'll be okay.
That's what he said. It'll be
Zuckerberg
fine.
said.
Yeah.
No, but how many of us have been
Personal
wearing our
guarantee.
Ray-Bans out and about, and and it's absolutely poured down with rain, and you worry about them,
Or in the
You
hot
end up
tub.
taking them off. I don't have a hot tub. I'm not a deviant.
We don't need to know.
I'm not deviant because I have a hot tub. What on earth is going on in your head today?
It's just weird.
What's in your coffee over there? Is there? Have you got Mr. F whiskey in there? What's going on? Yeah, look, Michael, your thoughts on the Oakleys? Because I mean, again, this wraparound style is very popular. It seems in the blind community.
So Demasi wants the wraparound glasses. I'm not sure if I'm interested in them, but I do like the longer battery life. That intrigues me. And I would prefer my camera to be in the center versus on the left-hand side.
Thank you.
Oh,
yeah, I agree.
This is ridiculous. I don't know, honestly, what to say anymore.
And also,
One more point
yeah.
is I believe it has a higher frame rate for the camera. Is that right, Stephen?
Yes.
I think it may. And I think that is important too when we make our IRA calls or Be My Eyes calls, that higher resolution and that frame rate. As hopefully the connection is also good. But that will make a difference when you're doing AI, live AI, or any of these video calling features.
Well, I mean, when it comes, battery is something I'm also quite interested in talking about as well, because, as we all know, battery is a big deal, right? When it comes to these devices, we all know because of if we're using voiceover through it or anything else, we're always having these battery issues, having to take them off or, put them back in or buy 2 pairs just to get through a day. And now they're saying with the Ray-Ban Generation 2, which is a real product, Shaun Preece,
1.5.
you'll be able to get up to 8 hours of charge, which is the same as what you now get on the Oakleys.
Oh, it's the same as the Oakleys. Yeah.
That's right. It's exactly the same as the alternative choice you have out there.
Yeah.
So you get 8 hours, and if you're using quite a lot of audio or a lot of audio playback, you'll likely get around 5 hours. What's interesting with the Vanguard is they're saying you'll now get up to 9 or even 10 hours of battery, which is very interesting, and 6 hours with audio playback.
It's interesting. Now, I've heard, Stephen Scott, these actually aren't... The reason I want wraparounds is because they're cool. Simple as that. I do prefer
they are. Yeah.
wraparound design. But I hear that these aren't, usual slim wraparounds. These are quite chunky. Is that right?
So my wife tells me that they're like a ski mask, which...
Well, okay. That's ridiculous for a start. I'm not wearing a ski mask. I get the Vision Pros.
But they are pretty big on your face is the point. Now, obviously, they don't stick out in the way that a VR headset or a ski mask would. It's still very close to your face. Carrie, have you had a chance to look close to these?
So I would say they are a little bigger, but not. It just looks like, large sunglasses, honestly, to me, that wrap around.
They look like
I don't
Elton
really
John.
see.
This is ridiculous.
I think they're cool.
Okay.
I think that's pretty cool. And I really like the part where it covers the sides. That's really important for me, especially this glare is always like a huge problem. Like if I look maybe a little different, maybe like Elton John. I don't think I'll ever look like Elton John, but all right.
I don't think they make you look like Elton John.
fine.
I think you're going to be okay there. But, they are pretty cool. And of course, this is more what people say are the traditional Oakley look. So, for people who've wanted that, that's finally here. I think they are going to be the more premium option. They're certainly costing more. US pricing is $499 for these, whereas the Ray-Ban's price, Generation 2, starts at $379. So, a little bit of difference there. I think if I was suggesting people would look at an option, I would actually say if you like the wraparound style and you can handle it, that would be the one I'd go for, because you're getting better battery life, you're getting that centered camera, a better camera, and you're getting better audio as well, significantly louder audio. Now, of course, the thing we always have to say with this is the louder the audio that it gets, the more people around you are going to hear it because it's open ear. So, that's fine if you're skiing down a mountain, but if you're sitting next to someone on a train, they're also going to hear the contents of your Outlook inbox and, your navigation around your smartphone.
I'm wondering if the 6 dB difference is due to the design, the wraparound design. Are the speakers any closer to your ears? Or is there a slightly different position in the arms of the glasses rather than an actual speaker improvement?
Could be.
Arms.
Legs.
Yes, thank you. I don't know. Carrie, you mentioned earlier on the the Garmin and what's the other one called? Strava implementation as well.
Are you all right?
Yes, I am. Strava. I don't know what that is.
I call some kind of
coffee.
medical help around here.
No, I thought Strava was a sweetener for your coffee. But I honestly,
That's
I don't know
stevia.
what. There you go.
Yeah, it's not got stevia in it. Do not put stevia anywhere near your Meta Ray-Bans. Bad idea.
The point is they have, I'm just going to say Garmin integration. So it can automatically, when you hit a certain speed, if you're wearing a Garmin watch, for example, and you hit a certain speed, as you're going downhill on your skis or snowboard, then it can automatically start recording, or you hit a certain distance or a height or something like that, auto recording. Very, very cool. But of course, Garmin, incredibly inaccessible hardware. So
there's also heart rate monitoring. You can ask Meta too. I don't know which specific products you need to have for Garmin, but you can ask it, like, what's my heart rate? I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, there was a lot explained or mentioned, I should say, at the event without much explanation. That was one of them, where they said that the Vanguard, as they call them, the Oakley Vanguard, will have an LED light inside, in the periphery, to help you or help it detect your heart rate. I didn't understand what that was all about.
Oh,
no. So if your heart rate zone that you've set is above the threshold, so if your heart rate is going too fast for what you want in a workout, then it's supposed to light up. I wish it had a sound too.
Right, okay.
It's a notification. So if you hit your zone, your fat burning zone, as we know about being gym bunnies, Stephen Scott, when you're in that zone, it will light up.
Well, I walked up and down my stairs today in my house, so I'm expecting to hit my fat burning level any moment now. In fact, talking to you today, I feel I'm reaching my fat burning level.
Thank you. There's no built-in sensor for heart rate.
Right. Okay.
In the Vanguards.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. So this is using the other technology to do that.
This is using the Garmin smartwatch. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. We have to mention the live demos because they were interesting. Let's be honest about it. There was a few moments where we all kind of had a bit of a laugh as to what on earth was going on. So this is live demo number 1 that they did. I have to mention this one. This was this was a guy. I think he was trying to cook something or make something on stage. He was a chef, and here's Mark Zuckerberg introducing him. And we have not edited this. This is what happened live on stage at the Meta Connect event while this guy was trying to talk with live AI.
Chef Jack Mancuso, who's coming to us live from a kitchen on Meta's campus preparing for the after party. How's it going, Chef? All right, so what do you think? Maybe let's make, I don't know, what should we make? Maybe like a steak sauce, maybe Korean-inspired type thing, just to show what the live AI is like.
Yeah, let's try it. It's not something I've made before, so I could definitely use the help. Hey, Meta, start live AI.
Starting live AI. I love the setup you have here with soy sauce and other ingredients. How can I help?
Hey, can you help me make a Korean-inspired steak sauce for my steak sandwich here?
You can make a Korean-inspired steak sauce using soy sauce, sesame oil.
What do I do first? What do I do first?
You've already combined the base ingredients. So now grate a pear to add to the sauce.
What do I do first?
You've already combined the base ingredients. So now grate the pear and gently combine it with the base sauce.
All right, I think the Wi-Fi might be messed up. Sorry, back to you, Mark.
It's all good.
Wow. So there you go. That is slightly embarrassing moment there. And, had it been ended there, I think people would have said, okay, fine, it happens, it's live. And, we'll get into the whys and the wherefores about all this in a minute. But then there was another incident that happened. And I will say, any of us who've tried to make a WhatsApp call on our glasses and, that call's never connected, I have a feeling that issue is about to be fixed very quickly. Have a listen to this. This is Mark trying to receive a video call.
So I think our call will be coming in any moment now.
Pause WhatsApp video call.
There we go. Uh-oh.
That's never a good start.
Well, let's see what happened there.
So nothing's happening, apparently, at this point.
That's too bad. I don't know what happened. Maybe Buzz can try calling me again.
You can hear the nerves.
All right. Well, I got a missed video call. Okay, there's the actual video call. All right. I'm just going to pick that up with my neural band. This is, it happens. Yeah, let's, what do you think? Let's just go ahead and...
Pause WhatsApp video call.
Oof.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
We've all experienced that.
Let's go for a 4.
Yep.
Turn them off and on again.
All right. Try it again. I keep on messing this up.
Yeah.
He's trying to be nice.
And if not, then we'll go for the less fun option. Okay. I don't know what to tell you guys. All right.
Yeah, I think at that point they were thinking, yeah, you know what? We'll record it next year, and we'll just do what Apple does.
No, don't record it. That was brilliant. I love that. That was great. Very authentic.
Yeah, do you know what? I came into this, at first I watched it thinking, oh my God, that's terrible. And then later I saw so many people on social media saying the same thing as you. They're saying, you know what? There's something brilliant about that. You know, it's a company trying it. They're showing off the tech. It doesn't always work. In an environment like that with the Wi-Fi where it is horrible, and anyone who's been to these huge events, I was at CES trying to get Wi-Fi coverage for anything. I mean, nothing worked at CES because you could not get any product to work with the Wi-Fi. I know. I absolutely know what it's like. It's a technical fault. They can't get around it. Not easily, anyway.
Okay, if you say so. Yeah, it's just the software glitching out as we experience every day of the week. I mean, I don't think we should say, oh, well, yeah, this was good because it shows what they should be showing what it's really like, or just fix the glitches before it comes out. I will say, I think the first one, he sort of preempted the live AI before it had finished, you know? So you never know if it was going to go on to say, you know, combine these ingredients to make the base. And he just simply jumped a step there. So that I'm going to give it a little bit of leeway on that one.
Yeah. Michael?
But it should know. It should know. It's live AI.
Yeah, it should be able to keep up. And I think what they experienced is what the consumers are experiencing. And honestly, part of me chuckled a little bit when he said the thing that we haven't even talked much about yet is being released. I think he said the 29th or something. And that's where they had the issue with the answering the Meta calls or the WhatsApp calls. And I don't know. It gives it a... this is real life with the Meta Ray-Ban ecosystem. It's not going to be perfect, but when it does work, it definitely will enhance your abilities.
Yeah, well, of course, he goes on to talk about, this particular product that we're now going to move on and talk about, and this is the new Meta Ray-Ban display glasses. Now, these are, I have to be honest, I went into this with a little bit of skepticism, in particular because is this something that, as a blind person, I can use and get anything out of? And of course, I have sent off my email to Meta Accessibility and said, okay, this all sounds wonderful, but, is there anything in here for us? So what's happening here is on the right side of the glasses, you've got this tiny little screen, a little rectangle that will pop up, and in there can be messages, occasionally video calls, although not guaranteed it would appear, and lots of other kind of information, navigation information, that kind of thing, and really just augmenting the information you've got on your phone, right? So interestingly as well, they said they're using Meta apps for this. So it's Meta's navigation, not Google, for example, not Apple Maps you won't be using on here. It will be Meta's own. Of course, you can't use ChatGPT through this. It's going to be Meta AI. The whole thing is controlled by this neural band that comes with it, which is kind of interesting. That is quite cool. I can see a lot of disabled people more generally finding this very interesting, a new way to control the device. The glasses themselves are a bit chunkier than the Ray-Ban glasses, but they are branded Ray-Ban, so they are part of the same family, just a little bit bigger.
Ray-Ban headset. Yeah.
It's not a headset. How many times do I have to go through this? It is not a headset.
It's a headset. Yep.
It's not. It's absolutely not a headset. It's nothing like it. You can keep
like
saying the word headset, but it's not a headset.
It's a welder's mask, basically.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. In your head it is. But in reality, for the rest of us, it is not that. It's a pair of regular glasses. It's got that tiny screen. And, I don't know how useful it's going to be. Carrie, you're the person who I go to in low vision. When you watch this, were you excited?
No, it's a very small screen, or at least for my vision. Everything is very transparent. Makes me think of liquid glass, unfortunately. And it's just, even if everything was really huge or as large as they could get it, it's just going to be, the screen is just going to be too small for me to really see. But I would like to know if we could get the Neuroband for just the plain Meta glasses and use that would be so cool to be able to, without a screen, just control the Meta glasses or the Oakleys or whatever glasses it is without a screen and just use a screen reader. Now that would be pretty awesome.
Well, funnily enough, one of the journalists who spoke to Mark Zuckerberg after the event, it wasn't caught on camera, but he did ask off air the question about, could this potentially control other devices like phones? And they said not initially, but they're working on it. So it sounds like that's where it's going to go. But initially, it is just for the Ray-Ban display glasses. They're going to be coming in at around $800 US. So, and apparently, according to all the reports, there's going to be a minimum number of these produced, around 150 to 200,000 units. So, I think they'll probably go quite fast at that price.
Yeah.
It's going to be all the potential developers and also the nerds who buy them and jump into this. Michael, do you think that the blind community are going to be interested in this?
I don't think so. And I think the display itself, there's obviously not going to be much interest. I think the Neuralink device, whatever it's called, is going to be interesting. I would like to be able to just make the gesture of turning a volume up is kind of how I understood it, and that should turn up the volume. Although in the demo that they did, to me, the volume went significantly louder than maybe what he
turned it to 11.
yeah, but I think that could be interesting for sure. One of the features that they opened the event up with has me probably the most intrigued about this whole event. And that, I think, is called Conversation Enhance or something. Someone correct me?
Focus.
Conversation Focus.
Thank you. Conversation Focus. And that is coming to the current version of the Ray-Bans. I don't even know what version number they are. And so I thought that was pretty cool as well. And I think we skipped over that.
Yeah, no, you're right to bring that up. It's a great feature. Let's actually watch a little bit of that in action. This is Conversation Focus, where you can enable this by saying HEY Meta, and here's what happens.
I need your advice.
Okay.
Every time I get my picture taken, I feel like I'm not being normal. I want to feel like just a regular person when I'm...
One sec, Jack. Hey, Meta. Start Conversation Focus.
Starting Conversation Focus.
Okay, go on.
As soon as the camera comes up,
Yeah.
I start to have this serious
Deer in headlight.
Yeah. How do I be more normal?
Oh, man.
How do I be more natural when I'm getting my picture taken?
Sometimes I play around with something like your collar fits your sleeve a little bit.
And
just
sort of action.
Yeah, like nobody's around. You know what I mean? You got his
Figure David ready.
So that's essentially how that works in reality. It just focuses in on that person's voice. I'm not quite sure how that's going to work in. I think one of the suggestions Mark Zuckerberg made was, a busy restaurant. Is it who you're looking at that is getting this information from? How does it know who you want to listen to?
That would be my guess, is who you're facing towards, and it can determine that, I presume, by the microphones and the camera. And that would, I think, be very helpful in those instances. This is a good opportunity for that device that they mention on the display, because frankly, I don't want to stop a conversation to say, hey, Meta, and have it enhance the conversation. But if I could just, pinch my fingers together or something, and that activates that new feature, that could be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
I absolutely agree.
Shaun, you're very quiet on that one.
Well,
You mean, are you spent now? You've shouted your way through most of this episode. You've nothing left to give.
No. It's because I want to say the display's amazing, but we've got absolutely no use for it. But I was really impressed by the tech specs. 5,000 nits of brightness. When it comes to this sort of display, we're still really on the sort of the beginnings of the displays in glasses. This was one of the most impressive ones. The resolution was really cool. But, it sort of seems a moot point to get into.
It's redundant for us, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly, because it's absolutely no use to us. And I find it really strange that they made it only right eye only. People who maybe only have one eye. That's annoying, especially if it is the right eye.
Put your glasses on upside down.
Yes, exactly.
And there doesn't seem to be any indication of a choice to say, well, I'd like the display to be in my left or right. And I guess that's a decision based on production, right? Because all the production is created for the one side.
These are so mainstream. There's no wriggle room. Well, maybe if you're low vision, I don't think so. These are purely mainstream. But when it comes down to the, what do they call it? The neural wrist link band or whatever it is, very cool. And I agree, for an interface into technology as a whole, this is very cool. It does sound interesting. I'm thinking with people with motor difficulties or MS or, what's things like that, because they were saying just very minute movements, muscle movements can be enough to interact. So I'm interested in that sort of technology. But these as a headset, not for me.
But honestly, too, I mean, how many times do I have to say, hey, Meta, what is this? Or, hey, Meta, look around me. Hey, Meta, what, read this. Hey, Meta, read. Like, if we have to do that over and over and over again, can we not? I would love to have the neural band so that I can just have some type of gesture to, initiate that prompt over and over again anytime I need it, instead of having to repeat yourself over and over in a public space or whatnot. It's just tedious.
Yeah, and extending that, at first my mind went to, you would have a gesture that said, hey, Meta, and you could just say, what is this? But even as Carrie was talking about, just have that gesture that does that, hey, Meta, what is this? So then you're doing that gesture in your hand or whatever, and Meta is just constantly describing to you what different things are. And frankly, even with live AI, picking different things up and saying, what is this? What is this? What is this? Gets to be annoying.
Yeah. Well, Be My Eyes also announced with this Meta partnership that they have, that they're also going to be making it possible for you to tap the side of the glasses in order to call a volunteer. So that will be a shortcut. So you won't have to say call a volunteer each and every time. So that's one step closer to what you're looking for, Carrie, but just for that one specific case. Look, stick around. We're going to take a short break. We'll come back. We're going to be hearing from Robert Scoble next and his take on the event and those live demo fails. Double Tap thanks Numa Solutions for supporting this podcast and for their continued commitment to digital accessibility. Numa Solutions is behind some of the most powerful accessibility tools out there, all designed by blind developers who understand the real-world challenges of inaccessible tech. Whether it's Remote Incident Manager or RIM, which lets you give or receive fully accessible remote tech support across PC and Mac, or Scribe, which turns inaccessible meeting documents into screen reader-friendly files instantly, Numa is solving real problems with smart, usable tools. They're not just building the products, they're building independence to go along with them. At Numa, they believe access to information is a right, not a privilege, and that is why we're excited to celebrate our partnership with a special offer just for the Double Tap community. Use code DT20 for $20 off any new purchase or the first billing cycle of a subscription. And they're giving away 10 free community support subscriptions for Remote Incident Manager and 10 Scribe for Documents subscriptions as well. You can experience seamless tech support and real-time document remediation completely accessibly. Subscribe to our newsletter at doubletaponair.com/subscribe for your chance to win and stay up to date with everything they're working on.
Get in touch with Double Tap. Email feedback at doubletaponair.com. Leave us a voicemail at 1-877-803-4567. And now you can send an audio or video message to us on WhatsApp. That number is 1-613-481-0144.
Well, earlier today, I got the chance to talk to Robert Scoble about his thoughts on the Meta event and also his thoughts on those live demo fails.
The product is real interesting. It's a pair of glasses with a waveguide display, which has about a 30-degree field of view. So think of a TV right here. That's bigger than the TV I'm looking at. And they can show all sorts of information. It's a little bit off to the side, so it's over here. It's only in one eye, and it has microphones and speakers and a camera, so it can see what you're looking at and can talk to you about it, right? And show you things. So that's a real breakthrough because, with AI glasses or devices, I should have brought all my little AI. Well, these are sort of AI glasses. These are even realities glasses, which have a green and black display, a little display in the glass right about here. And these Meta glasses have a color display, so you can watch, TV or a movie or something on it. It's not real great for a movie, but certainly you could watch CNN or Fox News or something like that on it, or YouTube. And this is a new world of glasses that, the AI can show us things and translate things and, tell us things about what we're looking at. If we're touring Disneyland, everywhere you look has been mapped in Disneyland. So the camera can see, oh, you're at the fire station on Main Street and tell you about it, right? On the glasses, and it doesn't even need to talk to you about it. And certainly if you're trying to make food, it could show you what the food should look like or what the technique it's trying to teach you about. Could do some simple stuff like that. And lots of other things. The armband, on the other hand, is a real interesting new piece of technology. It listens to the electricity going from your brain down to your fingers, right? And so all you have to do is just think about twitching your fingers a little bit, and there's some electricity going down there, right? And it can pick that up. It can also track in 3D space what's going on. So if you're doing a golf swing or something like that, it should be able to see even when your hands get behind your head and the camera's aimed this way and your hands are over here, it should be able to track your hands more accurately for golfing or swinging a baseball bat. But I think those are future things. I didn't see a lot of demos of that kind of thing. But I know Chris Millick, who runs fitness over at Meta, thinks a lot about that kind of thing. Like, how do you track hands even after they go out of the camera view? And what else does that thing do? It listens to your heartbeat and stuff like that. So it could be a real interesting device. And the reviews have keyed in more on the bracelet than on the glasses that I've seen. I've been watching people in the augmented reality and virtual reality world talking about their experiences with it this evening. So I'm real excited. The price is very aggressive. It might seem expensive to normal people, $800 for the bracelet and the glasses together, plus maybe a couple hundred for corrective lenses if you're like me and have to wear corrective lenses. But that's real cheap. This is basically the same technology an F-35 fighter jet pilot has, and that used to cost $1 million. Right? So the price in a decade has come down to $800, and that's not affordable by everybody, but that's within range of upper middle class for sure, and even into the middle class, and so that opens up this kind of device to a lot more people, and that's real exciting. It's not like the Apple Vision Pro that's basically $4,000, right? So I'm excited. I think there's a real breakthrough. It's a realization of dreams that many people have had in the industry and at Meta, and I wrote 2 books about spatial computing in that time when this thing was being developed, because I knew this thing was coming 10 years ago, and it took a while to shrink it all down and make it good enough for a consumer level product. And here we are, and we're in a consumer level product, and on first look, it looks pretty good. It's getting pretty good reviews.
Yeah, I mean, it does. It sounds amazing. The technology is incredible. We did, of course, have those live event fails. Do you think that companies like Meta should give up on this and go down the Apple road of pre-recording their events? Should they avoid doing live?
That. If I was running if I was an executive at a big company, I'd probably go, why aren't we doing video of all this, and get rid of the risk of it failing on stage like that. And though that level of thinking is going to have a lot of ammunition now in the committee meetings when you're deciding these things out, right? I hope that companies remain brave and keep trying to do live events because they're just more interesting. Even Apple, who does the recorded events as well as you can do, they have the best production. They have pretty good content. It's a little boring. It's a little staged. It's a little stale. And when I worked at Microsoft, we used to have a TV studio that cost $10 million, and in comes Robert Scoble and buys a little $250 camera and goes around campus having lunch with people going, what the hell are you working on? And those videos were very popular because they were not scripted and they were a little dangerous, right? The PR team really didn't like what I did. We had many conversations. And in fact, they got me to help write the social media policy at Microsoft in the early days because I was pretty skilled at representing the company in public.
You've been at Microsoft. You've seen what goes on behind the scenes at these live events. Yeah. When things go wrong, what's going on behind the scenes there? It all seems very calm in the front. Mark's laughing away, saying, oh, well, never mind. What's really going on behind the scenes?
Your heart drops. I was backstage at the Access 1.0 launch, which came right after the Fox Pro launch, which was database technology back in the early 90s. And Fox Pro, when they did the demos, it somehow corrupted one of the databases on the machine, and they didn't know that. And so they get on stage, and none of their demos work. And behind stage, people were crying. They were just bawling, and because this is the culmination of years of work for many people, right? And you, of course, you want your work to shine in front of the world because you want to be able to show your friends the video and say, hey, I built that, right? And they can't do that. They got to send them something else. And of course, they're going to get shit from all their family and friends. What the hell happened to your demo, man? Right? Because these people have been working on this for 10 years, maybe even more in some cases.
What wasn't clear to me from the event was, are these glasses, do they have their own operating system inside, or are they entirely dependent on a phone?
No, that's an interesting question. I would assume you have to pair it with the phone to get things like your email and your calendar and your Facebook Messenger, Meta Messenger or your WhatsApp displayed, right? I have a feeling it's the phone that's doing the radio and doing the work. And so I would assume there's some sort of pairing to a phone. I haven't seen anybody go real into deep detail yet. These glasses aren't doing a whole lot of work in the glasses because keep in mind, you put a computer up here, battery, these little tiny batteries that are in like even realities, they're not big batteries, and you do a lot of work. They ain't gonna last very long. So making the phone do the work or making the cloud do the work is the right way to go.
I suppose a lot of people might be wondering, is this the new Google Glass?
Well, it's a much better thing than the Google Glass. Google Glass had a little tiny display up here, and it didn't have AI behind it, right? We're in a new world now where we have a lot more technology to throw at digital displays. It wasn't real satisfying to watch TV on or something like that, or a YouTube video on, or a Facebook video, These displays are a lot better and a lot bigger than the Google Glass little display. And it's a different kind of technology that lets it be built into something that looks like a normal pair of glasses.
You have been in a very fortunate position to see a lot of what's coming down the track over the years. Where do you think we're going to be in 10 years from now? I mean, that feels like a really long way out in tech today, but where do you see it in a decade?
Well, this waveguide is about 30 degrees, right? A little TV about this big. in 10 years, it's going to be much bigger. The people making optics say it'll grow about 10 to 15 degrees every year, right? So in 10 years, you're talking about 90-degree field of view with a lightweight pair of glasses. And the computers are going to get smaller and better and faster. And the AI is getting smaller or better, well, smaller and better and more capable. If I put on my big scuba mask, like my Apple Vision Pro, right? This can do a holodeck, a 3D environment that you can walk around and play games in it, and watch movies in it, and do all sorts of crazy stuff in it. It's just, this is very heavy and big and ugly and expensive, right? So that keeps a lot of people from considering this kind of device. I wear it a lot, and after an hour, it hurts my face. I have to take it off and rest a little bit because it's heavy, and in 10 years, that thing's going to be a pair of glasses, right? And so you start saying, well, what does that all mean for the world? And the AI is going to be better. And we're getting new kinds of digital holodecks. If you haven't seen the video of Google Genie 3, that's a new 3D model that you talk to, and it creates anything that you can walk through, right? So, hey, Genie 3, I want to be skiing down in the Swiss Alps in deep powder. And all of a sudden, it builds you a game, and it builds the reality so you could do that, right? Or, hey, Genie 3, I want to be walking around the Taj Mahal. Or, Genie 3, I want to be playing in something that's like Minecraft. And it all of a sudden creates it, and you can walk around it. That's crazy land, right? And that's coming to the heavyweights next year, right? To the scuba mask kind of things. Glasses just aren't powerful enough to do that yet. But in 10 years, they will be. And so imagine you're just walking around with a pair of glasses and you can have that kind of 3D environment pulled up and do things like that. That's crazy land. And in 10 years, we're going to have humanoid robots in our lives, maybe in our house, right? 10 years, that's very possible. In fact, it might be possible in 5, but 10 for sure. We're going to have autonomous cars in our world everywhere. Like in San Francisco, we have them. We're going to start seeing a lot more brain-computer interfaces over the next few years as well. I've seen a hat that's coming that senses what you're thinking. So you put on this hat and just think to the computer, and the computer does stuff for you. And in 10 years, it's going to be pretty good. We might not have a full Neuralink kind of thing for normal people yet in 10 years, but it wouldn't shock me if you and I had a Neuralink in 10 years. It might be 15, but might be 20 even. But they're coming as well. And there's a lot of companies working on all sorts of brain-computer interfaces. And the holodecks we covered, 3D environments that we can talk to, and it can change anything about the reality that's around us that's coming. So a lot of stuff's coming in the next few years. That's going to be pretty mind-blowing.
Robert, great spending time with you as always. Thanks for coming back on.
Yeah, thanks for calling me up late at night. It was fun.
Yeah, it was nice to catch up with Robert. Very late his time last night, very early my time today. We made it work. Great to have him on.
Making friends, influencing people, Stephen Scott, as ever.
Just call
Spreading
people.
the Double Tap brand. Well
Just call people up and say, you know what? I know it might be your bedtime, but why don't we chat on Double Tap? And everyone's always welcome to do it. And everyone seems happy to do it as well, which is great. Robert Scoble, the Scobleizer himself, on Double Tap. On our show, guys, any thoughts on what you heard there from Robert? I mean, lots of interesting thoughts there about the future and where we're at with all of this technology. Michael, your thoughts?
I mean, we've only had ChatGPT for 4 years now, and look at what's evolved since that was released. I am excited about the next 10 years, but also very nervous about the next 10 years.
Okay. Carrie?
I absolutely agree. I feel like we're starting to live in Ready Player One, and he's talking about Ready Player Two, and what is it, the NOI or something like that, where it's just in your brain, and we're like, oh my goodness, that is just mind blowing. I I think I'm like, well, let me try that hat. I want to see if it's not inside my brain. I'm like, okay, well, I feel more comfortable with that than trying to like implant something that's kind of cool that it can just kind of read what's in my head.
Yeah,
that's kind of scary.
That is scary. I mean, I suppose we're getting there with the neural band, right? I suppose that's something we're kind of heading towards. I mean, that does seem kind of freaky in itself. I mean, one of the things about that neural band in the display is, or the Ray-Ban display glasses, I should say, is that you're able to type on it. Now, when I say type, what you're doing there, and it was explained actually in another video I watched, a review video. It wasn't explained very well on stage, but basically you're using a series of gestures, right, to be able to control the device, to move left, right, to do those gestures we've become used to with voiceover, for example. Instead of using a touchscreen, you're just using your fingers, and the muscles are doing connections with the brain. It's all very technical. And,
well done.
Thank you. I'm not a medical man. And it's all very smart and clever. But it's interesting when you want to write, say, a text message. What you do is you put your hand on a flat surface and you just start drawing the letters of the word that you want to write out, and it will just do it. It will just put that in. I do not understand how any of that works, but it's
Can it read my handwriting?
Well,
well, Mark said he was up to, what was it, 30 words a minute or something, which is not bad for a new technology. It's, it proves it works.
Can I do Braille screen input?
There's no reason why not.
Could we do 3? Yeah, that'd be cool. Actually, that'd be pretty cool.
Would you need 2? You need a neuroband on each hand, wouldn't you?
Well, like Hable style, just on your chest, just tap away on your chest. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That won't look strange at all.
Sean, what was your thinking there? What Robert was saying about the present and the future?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're seeing the little steps all the time, right? Especially now that every year we're seeing a release of, apart from the Meta, which obviously wasn't a new generation, but every big tech company every year is releasing new hardware, and you can sort of see the roadmap of these technologies hitting and converging together. So, yeah, absolutely. I just think when it comes to things like displays, there's going to be so much research into that, because obviously the mainstream do want that. They do want that VR experience of being able to transport yourself into other areas. But it's still very interesting to us because, as soon as you digitize the real world, then that can become accessible. It can become audible. So, yeah, I'm very excited as well. I still think smart glasses are one of the most interesting technologies.
But sadly, the display might not be for us.
No, but it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. The technology behind sort of generating the, let's say, virtual environments. You mentioned Genie there, which is basically a 3D game engine that you can walk around in. We have video creation tools at the minute with AI, which is amazing. But this is something you can actually interact with Genie. And even the Meta event mentioned something called Meta Horizons Creator, which seemed like a similar thing as well, to create these virtual worlds.
Boring.
But wait a minute, because you need to interact you need to overlay these virtual worlds over the real world. You also need to digitize the real world around you. So you need to be able to recognize what a chair is, what a door is, what a window is, what a train is. And because it can recognize that, it can become accessible to us.
If I, as a blind person, can't work out the difference between a chair and a train, I think I have other problems to worry about, to be perfectly honest.
Well, can you do it without touching it, Stephen Scott?
Yes,
I was at Euston Station with you briefly,
could.
And no, you couldn't.
I think I could tell the difference between a chair and a train. Yes, I think I might have those skills in my brain.
Good for you. Well done, you. Super blind.
Imagine.
Sorry, Carrie, save us.
Now imagine just a world. It could be a game or it could be a digital version of the world where you have some kind of, maybe not a cane, but something equivalent to that, right? Or some kind of sonar, or I don't know, some type of way to interact with your environment in like a way to like feel it and sense it out. And you can virtually walk through different spaces or different, even whether it's a route or whether it's like a shopping mall, and try to orient yourself, and you can just like move around it. And it'd be cool if you had like 2 neural bands, right? And maybe it also has haptic feedback. And I don't know. I'm just, my mind is just moving
really
forward.
Building it on here. Now it's like, no, it's haptic. Now there's 2 of them. It's connected to a cage. Yeah. You want Ready Player One. That's what you want.
It would be a full body experience. I think it would be really cool.
Steady now.
Yeah.
I believe that Microsoft did something similar with that. Didn't they have a white cane simulator with the HoloLens?
Yes, that's right.
A very similar thing. You could tap your way around an environment. Look, for O&M training, things like that, combine it with the WeWalk maybe, with its training. It could be very cool, yeah.
Okay, quick question. We've only a minute left. What are people buying? What might you be putting in your baskets? Shaun, I think I know the answer for you.
Well, actually, I would buy the 1.5 version of the Meta Ray-Bans for the better battery life alone. So, yes.
What's the point, though? They're just the same as the existing ones. That'd be a foolish purchase, wouldn't it?
As a second pair, to keep the battery life going so I could wear them all day.
That's convenient,
obviously they're the ones to go for. I am going to look at the wraparounds, but if they are too big, forget it. But the wraparounds do sound nice for the extra $100 as well.
Michael?
Wraparound so my wife can steal them from me, because that's the story of my tech purchases.
Sounds like it, yeah. That seems to be your story. Carrie, are you buying anything, or would you buy any of these?
I'm thinking about buying both the wraparound, so the Oakley Vanguard, and maybe the Gen 2, because that's how it's called. So good luck trying to find a Gen 1.2 online.
That's right.
But the Gen 2 Meta Ray-Bans. But I'm not sure yet. Definitely not getting the display, though.
No.
I think we all agree on that.
We can agree on that one. Yeah, kind of a shame in a way. I mean, look, let's see how this goes. If we get the ability to get any kind of accessibility in there, you know, a screen reader, for example, that can read whatever is on that screen. My wife was looking at it. She thought maybe I could see it. She says, no, there's no way I could read that. So, you know, it's things like that. Even for people with low vision, this might be challenging. Will they even allow for larger text options in there? That might be enough for some people. These are going to be the challenges we're going to face. But interesting for sure. The display is out for me. I think definitely Ray-Ban Gen 2 and the wraparound ones. What is it called? The Oakley
Vanguard.
I cannot get that name in my head for some reason. It doesn't stick for whatever reason. Listen, that's it for us today. Thank you to Michael and Carrie. It's been wonderful having you on. Thank you so much. I apologise for Shaun Preece.
Yes, I apologise for me as well. I'm so sorry, and thank you for coming.
Hello.
There you go. Can't say fairer than that. That is it from us today. Thank you as always. We'll catch you for another Double Tap tomorrow. Bye bye, Shaun.
Thank you.
Go get a
Double
coffee for
solo.
goodness sake.
Guitars.